Hello, everybody. This video will answer an important question about medical system and hospitals, and what you might want to know about when you're going somewhere on your trips, on your travels. Healthcare is important. Safety and security is important. Should anything happen, you might want to know where the hospitals are. So this video is going to show you how to look up like the medical system and the information and hospitals on where you're going. Also, if you have kids, you're traveling with young ones, kids, minors, I'm sure that will be essentially important to you as well. So let's say I'm going to Istanbul, which is the capital of Turkey, highly desirable place. I'm going to mark, hospital or hospitals, right? And I'm just going to search this area. And so immediately I'm getting brought to a search in this area of the city of Istanbul, and I'm looking at all of the hospitals in this area, right? So it says click, search this area here on Google. This is good research to do beforehand. And you probably want to click the rating button so that you get high star ratings because, people are rating hospitals and that's important, right? You want to know that you're getting a good hospital with good facilities and good treatment. So I'm immediately getting 4 star or higher. And then I'm going to start bookmarking these places. I'm going to start clicking them and I'm going to start maybe saving them to a, star, right? I'm going to start saving them to like a different, let's see, like, what's it called? List, if you will, right? So I've got different, lists here, places for dates. I'm a single man, right? Date night places or favorites or want to go or stars. And then you can create a new list and you can make your own list for hospitals if you like, right? Depending on your level of organization or OCD or whatnot, right? So I'm going to start like say, let's say starring these. These look good. I might want to read the reviews, right? Always read the reviews and see how the reviews are doing. You know what I mean? See how things are going. How recent are these reviews? All that stuff. Okay. So that's number one is you're going to want to start booking and saving these hospitals and locations to your Google Maps or your lists or whatever you use. Okay. Now, the other thing you want to do is getting a sense of the medical system itself in the country or the city that you're going to. So I just Googled what is the medical system like in Turkey, and right down here Wikipedia says it consists of a mix of public and private health services, which a lot of places do. Okay. And you can even click here to this Wikipedia page and get some more information. However, now we're in the age of AI, and AI spits out this result that, Google has done. So it has this breakdown again, same thing, mix of public and private options. Here's a more detailed look at Turkey's healthcare system. Universal healthcare is the social, public, right? And then there's medical coverage mandatory. Foreigners who have been in the country for more than a year, mandatory coverage is essential. That's cool. Good to know. Then there's comprehensive coverage. You can do online appointments, yada, 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 right? Public and private hospitals. So in addition to these kind of research points, you want to understand the system and how it works. And then let's also go to this for, a guide on prices and practices so you can expect to understand how much you're going to pay as a tourist or as a foreigner, what you can expect to spend and what for. Okay, so this is a really good website. You want to get some information here from this website here at immigrantinvest.com. Pretty cool. Dental implant costs about $1,200 in Turkey, which is 2 times less than the United States. Rhinoplasty, and so on. Okay. A friend of mine was just telling me, I was just on the phone with him, he just went to Albania because he had $20,000 Canadian in dental work that he had to do in Canada. He went to his home country in Albania where he has family, and he said $500. $500. That's right. 500 Canadian dollars for $20,000 worth of dental work. You know what I mean? Huge difference. That's in Albania. Okay, just an example. So it is different. It can be different in other parts of the world. And maybe this is a factor for you for a place to go. I don't know. But in my friend's case, this is what he did, and he was very happy. Okay. So that is a little bit on this. I would recommend reading this Wikipedia page as well. If you're anal about it, if it's really important to you, no problem. It's all good. You know what I mean? There's things that do happen, emergencies. Maybe you do have childbirth. Maybe you have a child with you, right? So there's an important set of information here that, might be something you want to look into and read further about the stats and the data. Okay. Then you also want to look into this. How much are hospitals or how much is a hospital visit, or what's a price of a surgery, things like that. If you have a surgery, right? What you can expect. If you're going there for something specific, if you're going to Brazil or Colombia or Afghanistan, or like my friend went to Albania, or you're looking at a specific kind of treatment, hip replacement, whatnot. Maybe you're an American looking for this. I know Americans pay a ton in healthcare costs, so this can be really, really, really good for you to look at other countries to compare, to get dental work done or get surgeries or knee hip replacements, whatever you need. So here's a great little breakdown on Istanbul and Turkey and the kind of prices you can expect to pay in these different places. Okay. And then, yeah, you want to look at the type of hospital, the type of procedure. You got to know about your insurance, of course. You might want to get that in advance. Remember also the travel insurance video from the previous section. That's important. Those can cover things as well. You want to look into that. How long you're going to be staying in the hospital, like if you want a private room, you want a semi-private room, like these are all important things to consider if you're going there for a specific surgery or procedure as opposed to a emergency, right? And then there's great websites here all over the place. You'll be amazed at what Google will take you and show you. Here's healthcare in Turkey for expats and foreigners in 2025. Just updated March 4th. How amazing is that? That's not even 10 days. It's incredible, right? So here's a really great report and really great explanation for you to read up on and research. So you want to do this for wherever you're going, whatever city. Doesn't matter if it's Brazil, British Columbia in Canada, or Mexico or Istanbul or Rome in Italy. It doesn't matter. All right. This is good information for you to learn and know and have, whether you're doing a short trip or a long-term trip. If you got family, for sure, this is something you want to figure out and look into if you're traveling with kids. If you're a retiree as well, like a lot of people retiring in other countries and other parts of the world that are more beneficial, more economical, and less costly. So take the time, do this research, figure it out, plan it out. Here's some great explanations right now. And this is even a comparison table of what you'll spend in the US versus what you'll spend in Turkey. How awesome is that? Okay. So enjoy, take your time. Hope that's helpful. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it was. Be sure to document and save these locations, especially if you know where you're going to be staying. Like if you're going to be staying in Fatih, in Turkey, in Istanbul, and you're going to be in this neighborhood by the water here, probably some nice beaches, then bookmark and save these three hospitals, for example, right around the corner. Okay? Enjoy, take care, do your research, and have fun.